Hey guys, it's Jack and here from Nothing But Tech, and the OnePlus 2 arrived at the studio 2 days ago, but I didn't have a chance to unbox it. But in today's video, I'm going to be unboxing it and giving you guys my first impressions on the product. And subscribe to the channel if you're interested in the OnePlus 2, because I will have a lot of coverage coming out in the upcoming weeks. And if you want something specific covered in the full review or a video made, please leave a comment down below to let me know what that is. With that being said, let's get started. So just flipping over the box, we actually have some plastic on it, so let's just quickly take off the plastic. Taking a look at the box, I noticed right away that it is a different box from last year. Last year we actually had two boxes. One held all the phone and the accessories, and the other one held a power brick. But that became expensive to ship, so they went with a more traditional box, which holds the power brick, the phone, and all the other accessories. So if we flip over the box to the back, we can see that I got the 64GB model, which is 4GB of RAM, and then pre-installed sandstone black back on the back of it. You can actually get different backs for about $20, and I'll have a later video on that. If we flip back over to the front, we can see that we have the 2 from the physical invites. It's showing up again, and then we have the OnePlus logo up top, and then just the name of the device. Nothing too interesting, but one quick thing to note is that the box is pretty dented, and all other units that I've seen so far have been dented. It's not a huge deal, but just something to quickly note. With that said, let's actually get into this box. So right away when I just took this out, I could already feel the metal trim on the bottom, and that feels a lot more premium than the one which just had the sandstone back going across all sides. Now we have this nice metal trim. We'll look more at that in a second. So quickly going over what we have on the device, since some things have changed a bit. We have the volume rockers and the power button both on the right side. We have the headphone jack up top, and then an alert slider on the left side in place of the volume rockers. I'll talk more about that in a second. And then on the bottom we have an added fingerprint sensor and a home button if that's the way you program it. So I can already feel, like I just said, the metal band. It feels a lot better, and it feels cold in my hand. So in the morning you will have a cold phone, similar to the iPhone if you've ever felt that, or the HTC One M9 or any other phone made out of metal. On the back, this material feels upgraded. It feels like a nicer material than last time around. It feels a lot more grippy, but it also just feels better in the hand. If you're holding the 1 versus the 2, you'll definitely feel the difference. And you're probably noticing that the camera has shifted a little bit. So now the flash is on the top and the camera's in the center. And we have this new sensor down here, which is actually the laser autofocus sensor, similar to the one on the LG G4. So it should help with focus in photos and in videos. So OnePlus definitely pays attention to detail. They included a plastic screen protector on here, and I really like when companies do this because it means that it's perfectly lined up with the buttons and the speaker grills. So I'm definitely going to keep this on until my glass one comes. It's a little feature, but it's definitely nice that they included it, and a lot of users will be really happy that it's pre-installed on the device. Just looking at what else comes in the box, we have a quick start guide and a user's manual. Most of you guys probably aren't going to read that, but if you are, it's there. Then we have the power brick that goes into the wall. It's the same two-tone color as last year. And then we have a cable that you probably won't have in the house. And this is going to be the new standard of USB, so it's a USB Type-C cable. Let's just pop this off for a quick second. So it is a reversible cable. So this will be able to go into most devices. The new MacBook has it. It's going to be the new standard eventually, but right now it is a little bit of a pain to have it because you probably don't have it at home. So you're going to have to buy a bunch of cables. Luckily, OnePlus is keeping them cheap at about $10 on their site. So if you do end up buying the device, I would just buy a bunch of them and be set in the car and at your house. Not a big deal, but definitely something that they're future-proofing their device for when USB-C does come. But right now it's a little bit of an inconvenience because most things are not made for USB Type-C. So let's just power on the device quickly. So that actually wasn't that long of a boot time, so I'm going to set this up and then I'll give you my first impressions on the device. So while setting up the device, an option to set up my Wi-Fi just came up, and if you're also a OnePlus 2 owner and you're setting it up, my advice to you is just going to be to skip the setting. It's been taking a lot of devices a really long time to connect to Wi-Fi, and sometimes it just fails completely. So once you're actually in the device and everything else is set up, then set it up through the settings and it should work a lot better. Keep in mind, as I'm giving you guys my first impressions, I've only used the device for about 48 hours, and my thoughts could change as I use the device over a longer period of time. With that said, here are my first impressions. I'll start off with the things I like. I like the metal band going across all sides of the device. It has a premium feel and it looks really good as well. I like the space gray finish on the metal, and I love the cold feeling when I hold it in the morning. The display, although the same resolution, has been drastically improved with better colors, the ability to get brighter, which makes it easy to see in direct sunlight, and the ability to get dim for reading or doing other activities on your phone before bed. It also looks sharper and is overall a much better panel. The back material has been improved to feel more coarse and grippy. OnePlus also claims that the back will be more easy to remove than last generation, but when I tried to remove it to put my SIM card in, it took many tries, and then when I was swapping out the back for my apricot style swap cover, it also took 10 plus tries to get it off. This could just be my unit though, because when I asked Matt from MS Tech, he said his was easy to take off. Speaking of removing the back, that is another feature I'm glad OnePlus included. Although removing the back doesn't lead to a removable battery or expandable storage, it does give you the ability to pick from 5 different backs offered for around $25 on OnePlus's store. Performance on the phone has been pretty good so far with no lag. It is a multitasking beast with 4 GB of RAM on my particular model. I've had a few app crashes, but I think that those just require a few app updates, and the phone is overall a really good performer. Okay, so those are the things I like, but here are a few things that I don't like so far. Starting this off is the camera. Now don't get me wrong, the camera quality is pretty good and I'm pleased with that so far, but it's the focus and the delay that is bothering me. The autofocus should be great with the new laser autofocus sensor, but I found it rarely found focus when I wanted to take a picture unless I touched the screen to focus it. During video it was better, but when I wanted to take a quick shot and I forgot to tap the screen to find focus, I would end up with a really out of focus shots on close-ups, and on pictures shot further away the subject would be out of focus. Once I found the focus and snapped the shot, there is a delay between hitting the shutter button and the actual photo being taken. The capacitive home button doesn't always register touch, meaning when I hit it to go to the home screen or for a different action, I often have to hit it twice to get the action done that I wanted it to do. Along with that, the fingerprint sensor is supposed to work when the screen is off, and it does, but it often takes a few tries to work. This, like the other issues I mentioned, should be addressed in a future update. Those are the main things I like and dislike about the device, but stay tuned for my full review for a more in-depth look at the device after I spend more time with it. I'm overall enjoying my experience with the OnePlus 2, and like I said before, subscribe to the channel to see more coverage on it in the upcoming weeks. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!